I'm gonna pass out today. I can feel it. I'm gonna pass out.
Feels like someone's laying on top of me on the jiu-jitsu mat.
It is hot. Welcome back to Turn Up the Heat, the show where we lock the best and the brightest and the hottest on of their entire life and grill them with questions until one of us taps out or passes out. I'm your host, Derek Eby, and I am so excited for my guest today. I have my best bud, Sam Jones. He is one of my favorite guys in the entire Fort Wayne fitness industry. He owns Sam Jones Coaching and Fitness. He is co-owner of A-Ray J Studio.
A-Ray J Nutrition and Fitness.
Nutrition and Fitness. And he also now owns
Revival Recovery and Rehab.
Gosh, this man does everything. He does everything. He'll get you fit, he'll get you lean, he'll get you all fixed up. So I'm so excited to have you, stud.
Dude, super excited to be here.
Yeah, so many of the questions I have for you are based on something we were just already talking about. It's like your level of kindness and connection is just addicting. There's a few people in my life I strive to try to be one of these people where you make people feel like they're your best friend whenever you meet somebody, which is it's a beautiful thing. It's a gift. It's a gift most people don't have. And in a world nowadays where people are so disconnected, where people are so separated through tech, through all sorts of reasons, politically, whatever it matters, having people in the world that are so connected like that and can break that gap is so amazing. How did you become someone who can, treat people that way and make people feel so good when they're around you? Where did that come from?
Well, I mean, that's a really, really good question, and thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that. It's definitely something that I've worked on through the years, and I would say that I've always been somewhat charismatic, right, and enjoyed people. So it's like, I don't know if you've heard of like sanguine, choleric, melancholic, phlegmatic. I'm a sanguine, right? So I love people. I get fueled by people. My dad is the same way. And so I think probably it started with just growing up riding around with my dad. He was in sales, doing different things. And I honestly, I saw him do that. I saw him talk to everyone and treat everyone with respect. It didn't matter if they owned the company or if they were a janitor at the store, whatever it was. I saw my dad, really just befriend everyone everywhere he went, right? And so for me, I think that, I was sharing with you in the kitchen earlier, right? When I was a young man, I definitely had a big chip on my shoulder, bro, right? And so I think so, between watching my dad and then I think, at 19 years old, I got saved, I accepted Christ. And honestly, I think that when your life is flipped upside down by love and you actually receive that and you actually experience that and you have my personality, it's really easy to want to go out and connect and to talk to people. And so, like I was telling you, is like I found to connect with people, I never need to lie. I never need to make anything up. So what I do is I find something about a person, whether it be something that they do, something that they're wearing, like, with you, like if I met you out in public, hey man, oh my gosh, dude, you have great arms. That tattoo is insane. Where did you get that? I love that. Your shorts are so cool. All I have to do,
keep it coming.
No, 100%. I love the way your eyes look when you're talking to me, right? Is like all you really have to do to connect with people is be willing to share and point out things that are already true. And that's what it is. And I think a lot of men shy away from complimenting each other. I think a lot of men live in this kind of like fake world, like we're in competition with one another. And so for me, it's like, we both existed in gyms a long time, and you're walking around a gym and there's a lot of chippy energy. And I've always thought the end result of that type of energy is a physical altercation.
Yes.
If you don't want a physical altercation, let's bypass all that bull crap and let's just be friends.
Yes.
Right? And so that, I guess a long-winded answer, but it's like,
I love
a lot of things. It's love and it's people, and I love people.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love what you said, because I think there's a lot of that in the male world, which is a mixture of inability to be vulnerable, which I think vulnerability is like, quote unquote, even seen the wrong way too, because vulnerability is not innately crying. It's not innately these things. Vulnerability is honesty. Vulnerability is being completely and transparently honest with who you are and who you want to be with people. Absolutely. And I think when you are that with people, you give people the opportunity to come and be deeper in with you.
That's right.
And that's something I've always connected with. One of the things I love so much about you, so I remember this memory, you might even remember it better than I do, is we were at the gym and I'm having a faith battle. I'm in a faith battle. This is pre me accepting Jesus. This is pre me figuring things out. This is pre everything. This is me agnostic at best.
Sure.
And you are just there every day, and you're so kind to me, and you become good friends. And I'm just one day I'm just grabbing like, Sam, I need you to talk to me about this. And I think we stood outside the gym for an hour.
At least. Yeah.
And just like,
I think it was kind of cool too.
And we were just like, We went so deep, and that was another one of these moments with you where I went, man, this guy is so genuine and kind. And that's something that's so valuable to me, because I mean, you're in business, we're in business. In business, what you see is exactly like you said. There is this competition. There is this networking mentality where people will be kind to you for the sake of business, for the sake of things.
100%.
But you can see through it. You can feel when people are genuinely kind and caring, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I love that you have that. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, because it's one of my favorite things about our relationship. We compete with each other. We're literally competitors. Technically
we are.
Let's say
I do what you do, you do what I do.
Exactly. We both work in the same market. We both do the same thing. And yet that's the case. Like I do, you do the same. There's no care. It's like I want you to win. And I will give you everything I have in my power to make that possible. If there's something that I figure out that can help you.
Proven that.
Yeah. And if there's something...
I've asked you questions before. We've talked about things. So I just want to say that on camera. He's not just saying that. He really will. And I'm the same way. If young trainers are asking me how to get started or what books they should be reading or how they structure financing, whatever, I want to share that.
Yeah.
Bro. I don't think there's any point of holding anything back, bro.
It doesn't help me win. It doesn't if you lose. That's the thing. That's the thing. You losing has nothing to do with my victories in this life.
Yes.
And I think it's beautiful the way that we've been able to reciprocate a relationship through that, which is
agreed.
It's more powerful than a different style relationship because, like I said, it builds more trust. It doesn't. So where did that come from you? Because there's so many people in our industry that we see all the time, and we're probably in this most saturated industry with people who are conflicty, criticism, attacking, negative. I mean, I've literally been thrown out of gyms over crap. Over nothings. So it's like, for you, where did this come from?
Well, I guess reading, right? If I'm being quite honest, is reading, and so. I'm trying to think of some of the first business books that I read, but The Go-Giver. Have you ever read that?
I love this one.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And that showed me something right off the bat. And so definitely reading and listening to smart people. So before I was a full-time trainer, I was actually doing lawn care. Okay, and doing lawn care, I at one point I wanted to buy this company that I was working for, and I thought that was, I've always known that I wanted to own things. Yeah. Right. I've understood ownership. Yeah. And I'm like, well, this is the path. I want to own things. And so when it came time to make that decision, it just wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. Great guy that owns it. It wasn't a personal issue. I was just like, nah, this isn't the direction I want to go in. But for 4 years, dude, I got an education sitting on a lawnmower. Yes. So for 4 years, all I did was listen to audiobooks. All I did was listen to podcasts. And me and you are lucky enough to exist in a time where all the top professionals, whether it be strength coaches, fitness coaches, bodybuilding coaches, leadership coaches, everyone's putting all their stuff online for free. Yeah. And so I just took note of that, and I said, I'm always going to be the same way. Yes. If someone that's worth $30 million plus is willing to put this information out into the open and not put it behind a paywall, well, then who am I, right? To put something that I know behind a paywall? Why would I? So I guess information, God, that's a big piece, right? I believe that we're all children of God, and so it's like I got to look at you like I look at me, and so I got to treat you how I want to be treated. So if I want to go out and I want to learn new information, right, then I better be willing to share it. And so that's a big piece. And I think, dude, I ultimately, I feel like I'm talking loud, but ultimately, I feel like it has to do with your why.
It's passionate out loud.
Yeah, it is what it is. And I'm a passionate individual. So it's like, it has to do with your why. So, and what I mean by that is we both live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, right? We're both helping people in this community get, and outside of this community, right? But especially with my personal training, Jim, I'm definitely focused in this community. I care more about seeing dads get healthy, moms get healthy, people changing their lives radically through fitness and health like I did, than I care about beating you.
Yes.
That's period. Yeah. And that's for any other coach or trainer in town. I actually give a shit about seeing people win and get better, because I'm coming from a place, you know my story. I lost 100 pounds before I got into this game. I've been addicted before. So to me, that's what I care about. If I'm helping with that and you're helping with that, then we should help each other help these people.
Yes. I love what you said there, because like I said, if the values are what drive you, Because I think a lot of people aren't driven by their values, because most people don't even know what their values are.
That's a really wise statement.
I think once you figure out your values, for me, they've always been kindness, caring, and working really hard.
Yeah,
those are my things. So if they don't align with that, deceit and manipulation are not aligned with my values.
No,
There's nothing beneficial. And we live in the second most obese city in Indiana.
Yeah.
So there's
Isn't that
enough.
wild?
There's enough, dude.
Oh my gosh. And if you look at the census of how much the city has grown in the last 5 years, we can't get enough coaches.
Yeah, exactly.
We really can't.
Me and you could triple the effect we do this year and triple the effect we do next year.
And hopefully we do.
And we do. We plan on it. We're going to.
Yep.
And in that process, we're still going to take a small dent out of what we're trying to do here.
Without question.
So as
just
you
go to Walmart, just walk around town, right? I think at times, man, and you probably do too. I can exist in a little bit of an echo chamber, and not an echo chamber as it pertains to politics, not an echo chamber as it pertains to religion, right? Like not at all. Like I'm around lots of diverse, different types of people regularly, but the echo chamber that I exist in is thinking that everyone's fit, right? Everyone's jacked, or if they're not, they're desperately working to get that
Figure
way.
it out.
And that's who I'm around 99% of my life. So I go out into the public sometimes. Like, you can get down like whenever you're coaching people. Maybe you're giving really good information and one or multiple of your people are having trouble applying it, right? And you can start to get down, start to ask yourself questions, and then you just go out into public.
Yeah.
If you need to refine your why as a coach, as a trainer, go out into the public. See how people are living. And this isn't a dig at people, bro, but like normal right now is overweight, broke, sick, and unhappy.
Yes.
That's what it is. So if I can steer people to live an abnormal lifestyle that I believe is going to make, is going to be lead to extraordinary. That's what I want to do. And I want to support everyone else in this area that's doing the same thing, because that's not the norm, bro.
No.
The norm is not doing well.
Yeah, then I would say that I used to say this a lot, is that if you fit in with societal standards, you cannot be healthy or happy nowadays.
Correct.
It just doesn't exist. And one of the things you hit there, which I think most people don't know, because whether they're watching this and they are somewhat successful.
This is hot. If you're watching this sauna is hot, boy, let me tell you.
It's cold.
I should have prepared better for this. I've been in the cold plunge, man. I should have gotten the sauna, got my sweat on. It's awesome,
Get yourself warmed up.
It's great. It's great.
We're going to have so much fun. We're going to try not to die.
Yeah,
that's rule number one.
goal.
That's the rule number one. We'll get out of here before we pass out. But the one thing there that you said that I've seen so much over the years that I think does come so without nuance to us because of what we experience every day is people don't know. They don't know. There's carts full of junk. They don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you see, the most sad thing to me, the most pitifully sad thing that hurts me, because I was a severely obese kid. My whole life. I got fed by my grandmother's loving, and she loved me a lot. I was a thick, big old husky boy. I had the husky section built right for me.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I've seen your pictures before you were your size.
Yep.
Very lean. I figured you came from that.
Yeah, so I was really overweight my whole life, and then I starved myself through bad habits and some drug addiction and some odd things, all the way down to being this very stick skinny person, just to realize for myself I don't like this either.
Right, I traded out bad for bad.
This is not good either. Yeah. So obviously we fixed it. But when I see children in the store, and they're overweight and they're walking with a shopping cart just full of Mountain Dew and Doritos and Pop-Tarts, I want to just shake the parent.
Yeah,
I just want to shake them. But I think that's the best example of how you see this passing on of the negative information. You see the passing on of bad habits, and that's what we're here for. Yes. We're here to stop that and change that. The habit stops with us, and we're going to fix it for the people. But you probably see in your clients, you go, hey, let me see you just squat down real quick. Mm-hmm. Just squat down and just stand there for a second and squat. And their body is not just incapable of it mobility-wise, their mental connection to their body is they can't get their hips. You try to get someone who hasn't jumped in 10 years to jump.
It's wild.
It just doesn't happen.
Their connection to their body is less than existent, right? for most people. Yeah. For most people. Every once in a while you get a former athlete that's maybe a little bit overweight. Yeah, but they know how to move. That's great, right? That's easy.
Yeah, I think, like I said, But as we work together, as we do these things to fix the community, I think it's bigger than just fixing diets. I think it's bigger than just fixing the workouts and the physical activity. I think those are massive, massive parts.
Yeah.
I think there is a spiritual crisis, and I'm not inherently even just speaking of religion. I'm speaking of people stuck in their phones, people stuck in negative insecurities, people stuck on these SSRIs and these antidepressants. And 1/3 of everybody who signs up for Hercules is on an SSRI. It's one of the saddest stats. We probably have 50 leads go through our lead gen system a month, and I'm not exaggerating, 1/3 to half of them are on SSRIs.
Wow.
I just had someone in my family, my extended family, commit suicide literally yesterday.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And it's very sad, but I have to assume that the depression and these SSRI, all these things. So how do we help these people, Sam?
Yeah.
How do we do it? How do you expect that we do this for them?
That's a really good question, man. And I think that obviously, like anything else, there's layers to it, right? But first and foremost, what comes to my mind is we preach to them, we example for them, and we help them walk out a new lifestyle. Right? And so it's not just creating, like you said, like nutrition and training are wonderful catalysts to changing your life because they're tangible, right? Things of the spirit aren't necessarily tangible. Emotional growth, not always tangible. Mental growth, not always tangible. Sometimes professional growth can be happening for months before it manifests into more money or a better job or whatever. So, I know that in my business and then in Ashley and I, both of our businesses, right, at the studio, it's rare for a client to come through and to not get a better job. It's rare for a client to come through and not leave that toxic relationship. It's rare for a client to come through and to not elevate every single part of their life. And I think the reason that happens at such a high clip with the people that we work with is because we don't make it about any one thing. Right, we focus on all the different layers, and I think that's really, and I think you guys do a great job of that as well. Which is, I tell people, I holistically coach people. Yeah. Right. So if I'm going to talk to you about training, I need to know what your work schedule is like. I need to know how many kids you have. I need to know what stress is like at home. I need to know how long it's been since you and the wife connected, and you guys took a weekend away. Yeah. Right. I need to know all these factors because I'm looking to elevate each and everything that you do, and so I think. Once again, a layered question with a layered answer, but if I had to give an overall, it's teaching people how to integrate physical and professional success principles into their every single day life, right? Yeah. You should have a morning routine and you should have an evening routine. I've always been a morning workout guy. I'm up at 4 a.m. 6 days a week, no questions asked, right? Since 2017, that's been the case for me. That works great for me. Doesn't work great for everybody, right? But I still believe if you're not going to have a morning routine of waking up, training like a savage, getting your breakfast, and going to work, you still need a morning routine, right? And so I think that's the answer, man, is incorporating all the things that we do from a health and relational standpoint into everyday life and teaching people that, you don't have to live like a pro bodybuilder or a professional athlete to make absolutely massive changes in your life. Yes. I think it's lifestyle incorporation.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. What I hear from
but then walking it out in front of them.
Yeah, and make sure that they have a true example of it every day. You don't want to be the fat football coach blowing the whistle.
That's exactly right. And I think, I'll top in on that where it's like the community aspect of it, of, what we provide for our clients, but also getting now, and I'm sure you have this with as many people as you've gotten to work with, linking up some of our clients with our other clients. Yes. Right? Letting them create their own community in and out of the gym. It's like, hey, I know I work with a lot of young men. A lot of young men, man, that have an incredible amount of energy. They have purpose in the sense of they know they should be doing something, but they don't exactly know what. Putting community around those guys is one of the number one things that you can do. Yes. Right? Is give them 6 guys to look at and say, hey, live like Bobby over here, live like Derek, right? Live like Drake, live like Sam, right? And then it's like, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
I think one of the things you probably experienced yourself, and I remember having this time and time again when I was personal training. When I was personal training, and still today with coaching often, these people are looking for friends. Yes. They're looking
without
for
question.
Friends. Make sure you slide your butt this way.
Yeah. I want to be in the frame.
You can put your legs out. Just lean in a little bit towards this thing.
Totally.
Beautiful. But just want to make sure your beautiful face stays.
I appreciate that. I've been working on it. There's not so much we can do for ugly, but
we can try.
Yeah. As soon as you develop a program for that, I'll buy it. Let me know.
We're working on it. I think a lot of these people need a friend.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the most heartbreaking parts of it to me is that I've never had a scarcity of friends. Yeah. I have been so blessed to go through this life with zero scarcity of friends.
Yes.
Even if they were bad friends, they were bad influences.
There were still people.
If they were mean, they were good, they were bad, they were successful, it doesn't matter. I always had people.
Yes.
But some of these people, I've had training clients, some of the saddest quotes I ever heard from a client, I was like finishing up as a Friday with him, and I'm like, oh man, are you excited for the weekend? And he was like, he said, no, you're the last person I'll talk to till I see you Monday.
I know.
And I just like remember just being like, oh, like it fucking hurt me.
Yeah, it does.
I was like, because I love this person.
To the heart.
Yeah, I love this person too. And then I started hanging out with that person on the weekends. I started inviting him to things, going traveling and things like that. And I go, but the way these people show up, you can tell that a lot of it's just lack of love.
Yes,
they haven't been loved. Yes. Their self-love is broken. Yes. And when you start going through the workouts and the food, what I consider that is just an active form of self-love. Yes. And when you start loving yourself in a couple ways, you start realizing I am valuable.
Yeah.
And I deserve better. And when you start getting those things figured out, the wires start taking, like you said, better job, get out of that toxic relationship, all these beautiful things that come. Yeah. And in your workspace, you've been beautifully able to set up your own studio where you work with these people hands-on. Yeah. I'm sure that you get deep relationships with these people. Yes. What would you say are some of the most inspiring stories? Because I think people love hearing. It's like, what is one of those stories that when you tell people, they go, fuck, I'm signing up today, like, or like that, it just makes them emotional. What is one of those that we could talk about?
Oh man, there's been so many, but one off the top of my head, it's got to be my brother Brad. Yeah. Right? And Brad, you're speaking about bringing people into the fold. Yes. Right? And over the course of the last 2.5 years, Brad's become one of my best friends. Right? And I didn't know that was going to happen whenever he signed up with me. I knew I liked him. I knew he was a cool guy. Yeah. But I had no idea he was going to become one of my closest friends. And, Brad's story, at one point, he was tipping the scales at about 560 pounds. Mm-hmm. Right? And I don't want to spill too much of his tea, but with that being said, when you're 560 pounds, you're letting go of some will to live, my brother. Yeah. Right? There's other things that get let go of that go along with that. And that's where Brad was at. And during his tenure with us, which is just over 2 years, okay, he is down over 200 pounds. Dude, he's strong as an ox, right? Deadlifts 500, squats 4, right? Working on bench. He's 6'4", he's a tall guy. So he's radically changed his body. He's radically changed his performance. This weekend, he actually got engaged, right? Which was massive.
Was he with the girl before?
No, he was not.
Yeah.
No, he was not.
I love this.
So that happened on his journey as well.
Found a beautiful woman along the way.
Gorgeous, absolutely lovely lady. Yeah. And so, just off the top of my head, Brad, multiple job promotions, as well as just finished his associate's degree on his way to his bachelor's. And that is, I feel like, a very clear-cut example of someone getting brought into the fold, being around that positive energy, building real relationships with real people, whether that be clients or other coaches, and, moving in the direction of that momentum, right? And so definitely off the top of my head, it'd be Brad. And I'm trying to think. I got one more.
I love it.
Yeah. Single mom, really struggling financially, really struggling in her health. Was an athlete prior to kids. But, and I'm a father. I have a 3-year-old son and a 1-year-old son, right? So I understand, and I have an amazing wife, thank God, that we raise our boys together. But a single parent, man, after having kids within the confines of a loving marriage, I cannot imagine being a single parent. I really cannot. I seriously, I don't even know how it's physically possible. So with that being said, any time that I see a single mom or a single dad absolutely change their life, get their health back so they have more energy with their kids, but then also more energy to pursue better professionalism, better careers outside the time with their children. And we have a few of those, right? We have a few of those. And, like I said, we have, another one off the top of my head, a grandparent, 77 years old, working with me off the rip, had been retired for years, really high-level person, but had not invested into their body whatsoever, right? By the time they got to me, they could barely walk. Yeah. Now, that grandparent is squatting, lunging, right? Running around with her grandkids. She's having great grandkids, and life looks a lot different for her now.
She's going to live 20, 30 years longer than she's ever going to.
Yeah, or just the health quality, right?
The quality of life.
We look at lifespan, but to me, life quality is our health span, rather, is probably a more immediate metric, right? Because it's like, I don't want to, me personally, I don't know about you, I don't want to live till 95 but have my health till 85, right? I'm not interested. And whatever the Lord gives me, I'm grateful for, but I'm just not interested in that. I want to be able to walk around, run around, wrestle around, and play until the day that I go 6 feet deep.
I love that. And like I said, so much of what you said there, I want to hit on real quickly on each one of those things. Is one, the quality of life is everything.
Yeah.
If you are thinking that getting yourself healthy is going to be this immaculate ruin to the quality of your life, you just don't have it figured out. It doesn't mean misery forever. It doesn't mean diet plans and all this miserable training forever. It's an investment. When you get enough money in your investment, you don't have to put any more in anymore, and it pays you back. Same way with your body. And secondly, just to hit on it, because I think it's so entertaining, because we see it so often, vanity does matter a little bit. No matter what people say, the way you look will affect how the way you feel. I've seen so many people lose the weight and then find the dream girl.
Yes.
I've had so many lose the weight, find the dream guy. Someone that they never maybe would have had the chance with not because they were bad, not because anything, but they were not the quality of person, not just looks wise, but internally they were not taking care of themselves, loving themselves, and you see that transformation. And for me, I think my wife is the most important thing that's ever existed in the universe. So when I see that translate to people, finding a better spouse, feeling better, it's beautiful. It's hot in here, isn't it?
Oh my goodness gracious, we are cooking.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I feel good. I'm feeling low energy. I feel like the ears are starting to ring a little bit, but I definitely agree with what you just said about the spouse being the most important relationship. And I think that, brother, like, we both are really blessed in that area. And I know we both got married young, and we found the person that that we were supposed to be with for the rest of our lives at a young age.
Very clearly.
And, for me, without Allison, man, Allison believed in me before I believed in myself, right? And so, I might get emotional in this sauna because I think that part of what we're trying to be as coaches is either things that we didn't have growing up or things that we did have, right? Mm-hmm. And I know what my wife did for my journey. I know what her support, her seeing me, and believing in me meant for me. And it was everything. It was absolutely everything. Like I said, she believed in the man before I became the man. And without Allison's support and freedom to grow, right? Because I got married at 22. I was still a shithead. Yeah. Right? I was still drinking too much. I was still, a little chippy, a little chip on the shoulder. Maybe, lacked in patience and emotional intelligence. And Allison, man, she walked through all those seasons with me. And so, first and foremost, outside of my Lord and Savior, I am thankful for my wife.
Beautiful. A little cheers for the wives.
Yeah.
We have the dopest wives in the world. Thank God for them every day.
Dopest ever.
God, take my legs before you take my wife.
Yep. Yeah, I'll take an automatic wheelchair before I'll take a life without Allison.
Exactly. So, and I love what you said. She loved me before I was the man that she deserved, and it's a beautiful thing. I've been with my wife for 12 years.
She saw it before I could see it.
And today is actually my wife's last day of her W-2 job.
Let's go.
So last day, we're going to celebrate tonight, go to dinner. She's going to become completely self-employed and running the business with me. I know we're getting there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we're getting there. I'm fighting for my life.
I know. We're
Congratulations, though, Jenna. That's a huge achievement. That's a huge achievement for a couple. I know that, that's something that we could be looking to do for my wife and I years down the road. It's, now, probably by the time it comes, we're going to have 5 to 6 businesses. And my wife is really good with bookkeeping. She's really good from an accounting standpoint.
Women are just better.
They're in general, right? Shape, brain.
They fix it all. We're a bunch of ugly, lucky dudes.
Oh, dude, wait till you're a daddy. wait till you're a daddy and you have all the sacrificial love that could possibly muster up inside of you for your children, and you watch your wife love them better than you ever thought you could.
They're built for love. They're built for care. I love that.
Yeah.
I know we're getting to the point where it's getting hard, so I'm going to start hitting you with these rapid fire questions.
Please.
So I want you to tell me the 3 favorite books you've ever read.
3 favorite books are the Go-Giver, Buy Back Your Time, and Emotionally Healthy Spiritual Boundaries.
I love it. I thought the Bible was going to be all 3.
Well, the Bible's 66 books, so it would have taken up...
we took up all of them.
That's
such a good answer. Buy Back Your Time, one of my favorites ever.
Oh, yeah. That's the most recent of that group. It's been incredible.
Last time you were here, didn't I give you the book Gap in the Game?
Yes, you did. That's what I'm starting next, my brother.
I'm so excited for you
to read that next.
So what does your hobbies look like when you're not at the gym? All these people watch you. I'm Sam. I'm in the gym. I'm killing it. I'm fit.
Yeah.
I'm helping people. What does Sam do when he's not being fit and successful? What does Couch Sam look like? What does House Sam look like?
So Couch Sam is largely non-existent, but it does have some practices. So if I'm sitting on a couch in my home or in my office, I'm definitely reading. Or the other thing would be getting into camping and different forms of camping at this place, at this time in my life, because I have found that the solitude that I get from nature gives me what the gym used to give me.
Peace.
Right? Yeah, peace of mind, without clients, without kids, and so things that have to do with camping. So normally you'll find me watching YouTube, watching stuff about camping.
People building cabins and stuff.
100%.
I love that.
So I'm watching geared camping and ungeared camping, and that's what that looks like. sports-wise, I picked up jiu-jitsu 2 years ago. I'm still pretty awful at it, but I wrestled in high school, and it's absolutely a blast.
Yes.
It pushes me in ways that, truthfully, I haven't been humbled and pushed in years, and so I'm still a white belt in jiu-jitsu, hoping to get my blue belt this year, but jiu-jitsu is definitely a big one. And then the biggest one, man, that takes the most of my time, I have a 120-pound dog named Houston, and he's my best friend, and then my sons, Brooks and River, right? And so finding fun things to do, building forts with them, playing their blocks, their toys, playing ball, they take up a significant chunk of my time.
I love that. I love Brooks and River. Are you going to name the next one Stream?
Well, you know, if it was a girl, maybe Ocean. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of water words. I love that.
Honestly, it wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
It was just what we felt led to name our sons before they were born. Just that discernment told us to name them that.
I love that.
And so that's what we did.
So I know that this is getting hot. So before we have to get to the end, I have more questions for you. We're going to push it to your limit. Where can people connect with Sam? Just so we get into this podcast before we get to it.
So a lot of my digital infrastructure is being built as we speak. So Derek, and you know how this goes, my business built so fast in 3 years that honestly I haven't had very much time to work on my business. I've been working in my business. So now my website's getting built, YouTube channel is getting built, so mostly Instagram, and then my email, sjcoachingconnect@gmail.com is where direct inquiries go. But Instagram and Facebook have been the two biggest sources so far. But by the end of this year, we'll have an excellent coaching site, a YouTube channel, kind of, you know, taking after your lead, and as far as hiring people, creating a team of professionals in order to get people better.
I love that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so beautiful. As we get into the nitty-gritty best parts of this podcast, these are the parts where you want to pass out and you're fighting it.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough.
Feels like someone's laying on top of me on the jiu-jitsu mats.
It is hot.
I might break soon. My tummy, all I've had is a shake today, so we'll see.
It's rough. It's rough in here, but I love, like I said, we talked about the vulnerability, the kindness, the business ethic, the way you're growing things. What does Sam's plan for the next 3 years look like?
That's a great question. So my plan is to create an online coaching empire, to create different tiers and levels where we can facet everything from competitive college athletes to Gen Pop clients. Just like it's basically to mirror my in-person business and put those resources online. I would like to grow or expand or add another building to our already personal training gym. I would like to see the recovery room that I just launched that has cold plunge, red light, compression sleeves. I would like to see 40 plus members monthly in that room as well. I'd like to buy a house with some property, potentially another child, and most of all, Derek, I want to grow personally in my savagery and my wisdom. I know that there's places that I can take this natural old body to that I haven't been yet. I know that there's places that God is going to take me as far as wisdom and leadership that I've just not even cracked the egg at yet.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so growth.
Growth. I love it. I love it.
And we're actively working towards it. That's not just a hopeful dream, right? 100% not. It's something I'm actively working on every single day. I'm opening at least 12 facets of my life every single day.
I love that. I love it.
Woo!
The power hour setup, working hard, getting stuff done, and with the passion behind it, I see no reason that you do not do immaculate things.
Thank
like
you.
I said, I've never expected anything but success from you. I'm happy that I can play any role and part in making that possible for you. And honestly, I'm grateful to have you here today, man.
I'm happy to be here, brother. I'm happy to be into your life. I'm happy to get to receive kind words from you, to get poured in by you, and to get to pour into you.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. As I said, as we keep pushing these last bits, I know I said you got to tell me when the time comes. I can't feel it, but
I'm like right on that line. It's probably 9.5.
Let's get one more good question.
Yep.
Let's get one more good question. I have all these obvious things I tell the general public when I talk about getting healthy. For me, my walking desk is such a key to me staying lean. I can lose fat all the time without changing my habits. I still get my work done. I actually enjoy my work more and enjoy the cardio more when I combine them like that. When it comes to eating, for me, intermittent fasting with some morning eating, but mostly just reducing morning calories, protein and fats, moving my carbs and things in the evening. Those help me a lot. And obviously some electrolytes, some of these basic things. What are the basic tips you would give the general public that you think could really help them aspire without even working with you to become better, healthier, happier every day?
So basic tips would be 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per body weight a day. It would be making sure that you walk every single day, not in a cardio fashion, but literally getting steps, trying to get close to 10,000 or plus, and invest in home equipment. You will invest in what is in front of you. You will invest in what you see every day. If you're thinking, and I'm not against gym memberships, I own a gym, I think they're awesome, but get you some kettlebells, get you some bands, and get you some adjustable dumbbells for the house.
Yes, and at the very least, we live in Fort Wayne. It's fucking cold outside.
It is.
Get a treadmill.
All right, buddy, I think I'm ready to tap. Where am I
Here's the
tapping?
invisible tap button. Let's see you smack that bad boy.
So this is happening in jiu-jitsu. I'm not humble. You got to tap before you snap. That's tapping out on the heating up part.
He killed it. He did great. I'm so grateful that I got you in here, Sam. You are honestly, in the fitness industry, there's not a lot of people I can say are my good, trusted friends, and I'm so happy you're part of that.
Yes.
So let's get out of here before we tap completely out and pass out.
I love you, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
How was it, buddy?
Oh, it was amazing. Absolutely great experience. I felt like me and you could have connected and talked for 3 hours. Unfortunately, Sam's going to have to work on the robustness of his heat conditioning so that we could go in there for an hour. That was absolutely tough from a temperature standpoint, but from an experience standpoint, I couldn't be more filled up. Felt like I got to know you better, share a little bit of my story, and I absolutely had a great time.
I love it. I love it. I said, let's keep turning up the heat. Maybe we get in this ice bath.